What's up guys, it's Adam here and welcome back. And in today's video I'm going to take a look at a VPN service called SiteLock VPN. Now I'll just start by saying that while SiteLock VPN has basic security features and high speeds, that does not necessarily mean that they are worth the price. SiteLock VPN is proof that even if you have a brand known for security and can create a VPN, that doesn't mean that you should. Alright, for the first part of my review I chose to look at streaming, and the big question there is, can SiteLock VPN unblock Netflix? Well, the short answer is yes, but there are some limitations. Now, I tried unblocking Netflix Canada, Australia, Japan and even India, and I found them reasonably accessible. But Netflix Sweden and Germany didn't work. Actually, it routed me to Netflix UK every time. So if you're after European libraries, it seems that SiteLock isn't very reliable. I couldn't try switching to different servers either, as there's only one location available in each country. During my testing, I confirmed that SiteLock couldn't unblock these Netflix Sweden and Germany libraries, and this is unfortunate for the user because there are plenty of other VPNs out there that offer worldwide reliability with Netflix. For example, ExpressVPN can unblock over 20 Netflix libraries, including the US, UK and Australia. In the description below I'll put some links for you to check out ExpressVPN so that you can learn some more. Okay, so on the upside, SiteLock VPN does a good job of unblocking the most popular streaming services, including Sling TV, HBO Max, BBC iPlayer, Amazon Prime Video and Hulu. Fortunately, streaming speeds were not bad either, and were even fast enough to stream in HD, and I didn't experience any buffering or disconnects. So download speeds with SiteLock are good. Of course, fast download speeds are incredibly important for being able to stream in HD and Ultra HD. Netflix recommends around 5 megabits per second download speeds for HD and upwards of 25 megabits per second for 4K streaming. Anything under that and it's SD viewing for all of you movie lovers out there. So SiteLock delivers on download speeds for the most part, even if its Quick Connect server was way slower than the other 4 I tested. The best connection servers or Quick Connect servers are generally optimized for speed. That's why this result was so surprising. Still, I was able to stream in HD and even Ultra HD on most of the servers I tested. Next, upload speeds are a more important factor for torrenting, loading images to social media sites and using video calling services like Zoom or Skype. For example, Skype recommends upward of 10 megabits per second for HD video calling. In fact, you can stream in HD or even Ultra HD on most servers, and it unblocks a fair amount of streaming services. However, upload speeds are nowhere near fast enough for using HD video calling software. That means that even if you can unblock Skype, most areas won't give you enough speed to use it to its full potential. The same would go for Zoom, Facebook Messenger and other video messaging apps. Now you might be wondering, are SiteLock VPN speeds fast enough for gaming? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Gaming usually requires ping speeds that are anywhere from 20 to 100 milliseconds, but no higher. Since ping refers to the amount of time it takes for your data to travel to the server and back, if it's too slow it can result in latency issues that cause lag and disconnects during gaming. The lower the ping the better, so you want to stay near that 20 to 50 milliseconds mark whenever possible. So that means that half of the servers I tested aren't suitable for gaming, as many had a ping back that was over 100 milliseconds in most areas. As for their server network, I found that it is fairly decent. In fact, SiteLock VPN offers unlimited data, speed and bandwidth. I was able to choose from 1,000 servers in 40 countries worldwide. Okay, that sounds impressive, but you only get 70 servers to choose from on the Android app. Many of the servers are in the same location, and the service uses a lot of virtual servers to provide more IP addresses to its users. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the exact information about this on its website, but considering that during the speed test it showed an IP address in Australia, even though I'd connected to Hong Kong, I am betting that they use virtual servers. Still, I was impressed that SiteLock works in China because that is a true test of any VPN. Also, I had high hopes for SiteLock because it uses a server scrambling technique. Basically, it disguises your VPN traffic as normal internet traffic, so your Chinese ISP thinks you're just a regular internet user. It's unable to see you're using a VPN, so it's rare you'll be blocked. Of course, it can't see what other sites you're accessing either. In my testing, I managed to unblock WhatsApp, Google, Facebook, Twitter, and yes, even Netflix. I used the scrambling technique with the OpenVPN protocol and it worked seamlessly. There was a pretty big dip in speeds though, as the extra privacy slowed me down. Streaming was more difficult, but it was fine for light, fairly quick browsing. Also, you can use the obfuscation method on both mobile and desktop, meaning you're not limited to just one device. That is, unless you're an iOS user. So, because scrambling is only available with OpenVPN, iOS users don't have that function. And since SiteLock has servers in Hong Kong, you can use the VPN to access Chinese domestic sites from outside of China. So I had no trouble watching Chinese TV with SiteLock. Now, as for security, I found that it lacks important features. Because SiteLock prides itself on being a top cybersecurity company, I expected to see high levels of security throughout its apps. As expected, it includes the highest level of encryption, the best security protocols, and of course, added features like an automatic kill switch. It even lets you choose between OpenVPN protocol with 128-bit encryption or IKEv2 protocol with 256-bit encryption. Actually, the current industry standard is OpenVPN for protocol and 256-bit AES for encryption, so it was nice to see SiteLock took that to heart during development. Another security feature SiteLock uses is assigning a new random IP address every time you connect to a server, a useful feature for anyone worried about hackers. Also, I was glad to find that SiteLock VPN offers DNS Leak Protection, a scramble feature, and no logs. Well, kind of no logs, I'll get to that in a minute. However, one letdown that I found was that SiteLock VPN does not offer a kill switch, which is surprising. This is an important security feature for a VPN, since it automatically stops your internet traffic if your VPN connection drops. It does this by disconnecting your device from the internet connection if the VPN server fails. That way, your DNS activity and IP address remains safe from the prying eyes of your ISP or anyone else who may be snooping. Now, SiteLock VPN used to offer this feature, but for some reason they decided to take it out. So that was disappointing. Also, I was surprised to find that SiteLock VPN requires a name, email and phone number before it will even allow you to talk to live chat support. This raises some serious concerns about privacy and the information they collect. SiteLock VPN claims it collects no personally identifiable logs, but a quick look at the site's privacy policy creates doubt. In fact, the VPN openly states that it collects plenty of information from users, including your name, address, billing information, cookies and tracking, telephone number, domain address, date stamps, and a lot more. Now, while it insists that it never shares this information with third parties, SiteLock VPN flat out says that advertising cookies are used by Google to show you ads that are relevant to your viewing habits and information. So it has to be sharing something, and I can confidently say this is definitely not a no-logs VPN. Fortunately, when I performed an IP leak test on the service, I was happy to see it didn't leak any of my information. It wasn't much of a comfort though, considering how much data it collects and uses. Okay, at this point you might be wondering if SiteLock is good for torrenting. Well, unfortunately no. Torrenting isn't supported, but that's not unusual for most smaller VPNs. If you want a VPN for torrenting, then you'll have to look into bigger ones like ExpressVPN, which operates more than 3,000 servers in 90 countries around the world. Alright, now regarding ease of use, I found that setting up SiteLock VPN for Windows requires more work than I usually encounter for a VPN with device apps. After my purchase, I needed to wait for a code, download the app, enter the code, wait for confirmation, complete setup, and then I was able to access the main interface. Usually with device apps you simply download the app after purchase and log in. Luckily, accessing a server wasn't as taxing. All you need to do is choose your designated server, connect and enjoy browsing or streaming. Then curiosity hit me and I decided to see if the setup for Android was as exhausting. I found it was a lot simpler. I was able to pay for my subscription online, install the Android app, enter login information and get to the server screen in less than 5 minutes. As for device compatibility, well, sad to say I found it fairly limited. SiteLock VPN offers apps for iOS, macOS, Android and Windows only, and the Windows install is frustrating. Thankfully, the mobile apps are easier to install, but it isn't compatible with Linux, routers or gaming consoles. Add the high ping speeds and that's another hit for gamers. On the upside, it does offer compatibility with smart TVs. Also, SiteLock offers 2-year, 1-year and 1-month subscriptions, and the price starts at $10 a month. That's a bit expensive compared to other vendors when you consider the lack of torrenting support and standard security features like a kill switch. Fortunately, SiteLock VPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just be prepared to give a reason for your cancellation so you can ask for a refund when you're not happy with it. Okay, in terms of support, I found that there are a lot of things that SiteLock VPN could improve on. For one thing, I didn't like that to access live support, you still need to speak with a chatbot and provide it with your name, email address and phone number. Since the goal is security, it seemed like a lot of personal contact information just to speak to a representative. But when I did get in contact with a SiteLock VPN representative, he was very courteous and helpful, and he answered my question quickly. SiteLock VPN also offers email and phone support and has both US and international numbers available. So the bottom line is that SiteLock VPN is a decent VPN service that is capable of unblocking major streaming services, but it falls short in many key areas. While most of SiteLock's servers offer fast speeds for streaming and can unblock most major services, the other speeds aren't great. I wouldn't suggest their app for gaming as the pingback speeds are too slow and it doesn't offer compatibility for routers or consoles. The same goes for anyone that loves video calling apps or uses desktop or mobile devices for attending work meetings, as the upload speeds are incredibly slow. Yes, it passed IP leak tests, but it likely uses virtual servers, which could put your personal data at risk because it lacks a kill switch and a malware blocker. Also, its no logs policy isn't no logs at all. Actually, it collects quite a bit of personal information. So ultimately, this one is a no for me, especially since you can get a secure VPN for streaming, gaming and video calling for about the same cost. Now before I end this video, I would like to take the time to answer some of the most frequently asked questions that I get about SiteLock VPN. Okay, for the first question, is SiteLock safe for browsing? Well, I would have to say no. While SiteLock doesn't leak your IP address, it collects information using tracking cookies, so Google can personalize your ads. One of the main reasons people use a VPN is for anonymity, which makes the use of tracking cookies a big no. Alright, on to the second question. What is the difference between a virtual server and a dedicated server? Well, virtual servers share resources with other operating systems and software, often cloud-based, to create a faster way to share those resources. Dedicated servers are on-site servers that can be managed in real time and are arguably more secure since it offers a more controlled and direct connection. Of course, a virtual server is cheaper and faster to deploy than a physical server, but it does have pitfalls. Also, virtual servers need large amounts of RAM and can be difficult to manage due to constant upkeep. So when a VPN creates many virtual servers on one host, it can cause latency issues. On the flip side, dedicated servers are way more expensive to maintain, but the VPN provider has direct access to the server year-round to troubleshoot any issues. It also gives the VPN more control over user access and the connections tend to be more reliable. And for the last question, are VPNs legal? Well, in most countries, using a VPN is completely legal, but there are some places where using one is banned or heavily restricted, for instance, Russia or China. And whilst no tourist has ever gotten in trouble for using a VPN whilst on holiday, citizens can land in hot water for using a non-sanctioned VPN. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Just a reminder, if you're interested in trying out ExpressVPN, which is my top recommendation for those seeking an alternative to SiteLock VPN, be sure to check out the special discount link that I'll put for you in the description area below so that you can save some extra money. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to like my video if you found this review helpful. Also, subscribe to my channel if you want to remain up to date on the latest VPNs.